an emergency comes up, how would you be financially prepared for that? Let's say it stops summer in Arizona and your air conditioning does not work anymore. You have to replace it, but it's going to cost you between $4,000 and $7,000. Are you financially prepared for that? Good evening, my name is FONCATTI, and thank you all for being here to participate in my speech. Today we are going to talk about the importance of saving money in the present in order to be financially prepared in the future. First, I'm going to talk about the importance of saving money in order to accomplish some financial goals, such as buying a home or retiring in very good conditions. Second, we are going to talk about the best strategies to save money without hurting your budget. And third, we are going to talk about the best ways to save the money, a place where you can deposit the money and make it grow for you. The importance of saving money starts with a lot of patience and regularity. It's not as important how much money you're going to deposit every month. It's much more important that you do it in a very constant manner because of the interests. Interests are going to work in your favor, so the sooner you start saving money, the longer the interests are going to work in your favor. Let's say, for example, that you want to buy a home. To buy a home, you need some down payment, which is going to be anywhere between 5% to 20% of the price of the property. You need $20,000. How long do you think it's going to take to save $20,000 and have it available in your hands to use as down payment? Actually, it's not going to take as long as you can imagine. If you start with $1,000 and make $300 deposits every month in an account that will earn 2% interest monthly, you're going to have $20,000 in 5 years. In 5 years, you'll be able to have the down payment for that house. The sooner you start saving, the better. The interests are going to work in your favor. Now that we talk a little bit about the importance of saving, how are we actually going to do that without hurting our budgets? And I would like to share 5 tips with you in order to make it possible to save that money on a regular basis. The first and most important thing is we need to write down everything that you make, everything that you spend money on. Without the correct numbers, we cannot plan correctly. The second tip is pay yourself first. Instead of saving the money that is left after you pay all your expenses, invert the order. In the beginning of the month, take a reasonable amount and put it away, put it aside. And live with the rest of that money as your whole budget. Pretend that the money you put aside does not exist. This is going to make sure you are saving money and you are living according to your new budget. The third tip is reevaluate your expenses. Some bills, they are absolutely necessary, but they can be reduced. For example, utility bills. Other bills or other expenses, they are not really necessary, and they should be avoided to a certain extent. For example, if you buy alcohol or cigarettes, or if you eat out, for example, so often. The fourth tip I'd like to share is, before buying something, compare prices. It is especially important to do that when it comes to grocery shopping. When you do coupon shopping and the price match between supermarkets, you can actually save a lot of money. The fifth tip that I'd like to share is plan in advance. If you know you're going to have a major expense in 6 months, start paying yourself small installments from now. It's much better to pay yourself 6 installments than buying with your credit card and having to pay 6 installments plus interest to the credit card company. Now that we know a couple of ways to save money without hurting the budget, let's talk about the best ways, the best places to put your money and let it grow for you. I'd like to share 3 options: the good old savings account, IRAs, and 401k plans. Savings accounts, they are the most common type because you can just deposit your money on a regular basis and withdraw the money whenever you have the need. One good thing about it is that the money is always available to you. If you have an emergency, you take the money. One bad thing about it is that it's too easy to take the money even if it's not a real emergency. And the interest rates, they normally are not really good. The second kind of account in order to save some money are the RIAs. It means individual retirement accounts, and it is you depositing money on a regular basis and letting it grow for several years. IRAs are designed not to be touched until your retirement. The third kind is the 401k plans. They are very similar to the IRAs, but your employer is responsible for taking the money from the paycheck and making the deposit for you. Most employers, they also are going to match your contribution to the 401k plans. Now that we talked about all these ways, I'd like to say today we were able to present the importance of saving money today in order to be prepared, financially prepared for the future. We were able to talk about the ways to save money without hurting your budget and the 3 possible ways to save money for a long term. Thank you all for listening to my speech. It was a pleasure to have you all here today. And the sources that I consulted are the Wells Fargo website, a Bank of America website, Money Magazine, CNN, Money, and a financial advisor, Mark Kusin, on the webpage, Investopedia. Thank you. And now we're going to open for questions.
Can you explain the different types of IRAs?
There are at least 5 or 6 different types of IRAs. The traditional one was the first one created in the 77, if I'm not mistaken. And this is pretty much what I said. You just have a blend of investments like mutual funds and stocks and bonds, and the money is going to be reinvested periodically. And of course, this money is deposited, and there's no kind of tax reductions until you withdraw the money. The Roth IRA was created in '97, and it is a little bit different in that when you withdraw the money, the taxation is going to be a little bit different. There is another kind that is the simple IRA, and this is very similar to a 401k. It also includes the employer, but you still are the one responsible for making those deposits. And there are so many others.
Is there an age requirement for like the retirement stuff?
Yes. The age to be able to withdraw the money from IRAs is 55 years old.
Well, to start one.
No. You only have to be over 18 and, not be a minor. So in Alabama it's 19, for example. But and you just have to set up an IRA plan with a financial institution and start making your deposits.
Do you think 401ks are better than IRAs?
401k, many of the sources that I consulted said that 401ks is a win-win situation all the time. So if your employer offers you a 401k, take it. Normally, you are going to be able to deposit up to 8 or 10% of your yearly income, and the employer is going to match that. So you're also going to be able to have a secondary source for your 401k. So if you were offered one, I would say yes, take it. It's a good idea.
Another question. say you have a 401k with a company and then you switch companies, can you keep that 401k or you have to
Start off.
You
Or-
can, you would have to, it depends on what kind of 401k agreement you have, but the main idea is you will be able to transfer the funds from one company to another company. You don't lose the money if you leave that employer. But you, most likely you're not going to be able to withdraw the money to use it yourself. It just transfers the funds.
So you said the 401k is a win-win, so is the other one have anything bad?
No, it's just that for the IRA, you're gonna put your own money there.
Oh, okay.
For the 401k, you also have tax benefits. That's the name 401k is actually comes from the IRS code. It's just the section where it is inserted. Okay, thank you everybody for your questions. It was a pleasure to have you all here, and have a wonderful evening.